Hello and welcome back to Thomas's Moustache. Today we are going to be doing something that perhaps some of you would be interested in, which is going to be the long-term review of Captain Fawcett's Maharajah. Now, Captain Fawcett did this here signature series with the Jodhpur company. You may have seen the videos online where there was, I believe it was a little bit of a teaser where they're getting into the car. It just looked very magnificent, very regal, very princely. And that is what Maharajah is all about. It is, you're putting something distinct on your mustache. Now, I've had this wax for, I'm afraid I don't know, a fair time. I haven't used nearly as much of it as I should have, but I'm trying to use my mustache waxes rather evenly. So I would still say that I can do a long-term review because I have been using it sporadically every week or so for the past fair few months. So a little bit here, a little bit there, and I've grown to appreciate the smells in all of their glory. Now, when you see the tin, you may notice that it is a rather odd shape compared to the standard Captain Fawcett mustache wax tin. This is not the usual shape, as far as I know, because I did ask about it and they said that something along the lines of it's temporary. Perhaps they were selling so much stock that they weren't able to get their traditional tins in such large quantities at that time, so they needed to use something different. But this is, nevertheless, I actually like this tin because it does have these fingernail ridge marks on the outer side that you can get some extra grip, especially when you apply it and you close it with your fingers covered in a little bit of mustache wax and it gets a bit slippery, so it just gives you some extra traction. Brilliant idea. Now, this particular mustache wax, like all mustache waxes from Captain Fawcett, are 0.5 fluid ounces. That is a bit different from some other companies will do it in 1 fluid ounce. Now, naturally, you're getting less product, and it'll run about, I'll put the price down below, but roughly 11 or 12 pounds sterling. You might wonder, of course, because a lot of people, it's about value for the dollar, right? More for less, right? More for less. But this, you're getting more in less, which is what I really like about Captain Fawcett, is that even though you're getting less of the product, you're getting more in the product. This does pack a wallop of fragrance. This is going to spice up your day quite literally. You're going to be smelling this for many hours. Even a small amount of it will go a long way. And that's something I quite like about it. Now, over the months, as my channel is nearly 2 years old now, I think it's almost 2 years old, I've gone through a few different mustache waxes, being Private Stock, Booz & Backy, Barbarism, Debonair, Triumph, and Maharajah. Every mustache wax has a time and a place. Of course, there's no rule about it, but in my own opinion, there is a time and a place. This particular mustache wax is great for those outdoor settings, or indoor perhaps, but if you really want to make an impression, perhaps, this would be a good mustache wax, because it is very unique. It has a very has a smell I'd say is intriguing. If a person were in your presence, they may smell it and find it to be quite unique. smells very spiced, very scented, but also I would say very musky, which is just a delightful smell. It's whole-bodied, this particular scent. It's going to really fill up your nostrils with that complexity, but that spice, that natural Indian spice scent is going to permeate all the cells in your nose. It's going to enliven your nose. And having this underneath your nose, you're going to be getting that musk, but the people around you aren't just going to get an overpowering musk. They're going to get a very balanced and floral, herby scent. I am sorry about that. That is unusual. I can promise you that. But what's that old rule? What was it? What do they call it? Murphy's Law, where if it can happen, it will happen at the worst time possible. As soon as I set up the camera, something's going on. But anyways, I am terribly sorry about that. But I'm a small-time guy. I don't have a YouTube studio, so you're going to have to live with it. Unfortunately, I do too. But it's not as bad as it used to be, I'm telling you. Anyways, Maharajah. Wonderful, absolutely. What else to tell you about this would be that over the course of my time using it, I'm always pleased with the scent. Now, of course, I've had it for a fair amount of time. It does not lose its strength. And I can tell you, I've had one tin of private stock for years, and it does not lose its scent. As long as you keep the cap on, it will preserve for a very, very long time. I keep that sort of thing much longer than I should, but that's one reason why I am trying to work my way through them quicker. So Maharajah, the scent does stay potent in the tin as long as you preserve it with the lid on. Over the course of time, I would say Maharajah has become one of my favorites in terms of the scent. It's one that I'm very willing to use both indoor and outdoor, and it does fit many different situations and circumstances that other scents seem to, I'd say, excel more in one or another. Maharajah does sit, in a sense, in the middle. Of course, for more information on where I think each mustache wax fits, you should watch my indoor versus outdoor mustache wax, well, Captain Fawcett mustache wax user guide. Of course, it is a personal opinion, but I think it might help you out if you're wondering. Maybe you have a couple, maybe you have booze and baccy, maybe you have private stock, and you're wondering, oh, I agree. I think that they do fit situations and environments. I wonder where the other ones fit. Well, from the 6 that I have arranged them in most subtle to most potent, and that may be of help to you. But overall, I'd say Maharajah is very balanced in terms of indoor-outdoor abilities. And if you are looking for something that is balanced with a nice, earthy, musky smell, but also floral and spicy, then this really is the mustache wax for you. So that's going to conclude my long-term review of Maharajah, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Toodaloo.